The Hangar is one of the most interesting businesses available in Grand Theft Auto Online. Not only is it the only way to store your personal aircraft like the F-160 Raiju, B-11 Strike Force, and the Rogue, or really any other weaponized aircraft and upgrade them, but it also has a side gig, a way to make money. Now, there are a lot of different opinions out there about the Hangar. Personally, I don't believe it's the best way to making money. But today we are going to be trying what a lot of people have told me is the most efficient way of making money with the Hangar. I'm going to be showcasing how to perform it correctly, and we're going to take a look at what the maximum income you can make with the Hangar is. As I always say, time is money. The more time you waste sourcing crates for the Hangar, the less actual income you're going to be making hourly. And that is why location is very important when it comes to a property. You have two different locations. You have Los Santos Airport, and you also have the military base at Fort Zancudo. Personally, I would recommend to get the military base location, mainly because of the fact that it is located directly in the center of the map. So if you have any missions near Paleto Bay or anything in Sandy Shores, it's going to be way faster. And if you do have to do something in the city, it's still a pretty quick flight over there, where you are completely limited to having your Hangar inside of Los Santos' airport. It's not a great location. They are cheaper, but to be honest, if you buy the Hangar I have, which is 3497, it's only a couple $100,000 in difference from price. I should mention this now, but all of the Hangars are exactly the same. So don't waste your money on a $3.2 million Hangar when you can get one for $2 million, which is literally exactly the same. There's not a single advantage to owning a more expensive Hangar. After getting your hands on the Hangar, there are two different ways of making money. You can either walk up to Rooster McCraw if you're not planning on using the business and have him source crates for you, or you can head upstairs and you can source the crates yourself. If you plan on sourcing crates manually, you should never ever use Rooster. Why is that? Well, as you can see, if I pay Rooster $25,000, he will go and source me a crate right now. Bye-bye, Rooster. He has a 25% chance to bring me two crates worth $60,000, so I'll net 35 grand, or he has a 75% chance to bring me one crate worth 30,000, so I will net $5,000. Sounds great, right? He's going to go out, source me a crate every 48 minutes, no matter what, I'm making profit. Well, here's the problem. The way the Hangar business works is that you want to source all of your crates as one type of material, because the more you have as one type, the bigger the bonus you get on the sale mission. The problem is that when it comes to Rooster, he's going to source you a random crate every single time. So if you're planning on manually sourcing, you don't want to have a bunch of just random different crates sitting around while you're doing your sources. I would recommend only to use Rooster if you're not actively using the Hangar and you're just having it as a background passive business. Just kind of like how you use Special Cargo's assistance. Before you start sourcing goods, you need to keep in mind that certain are worth more than others. For example, counterfeit and tobacco is going to give you $2.25 million when you fill an entire warehouse full, where medical supplies, chemicals, or narcotics are going to give you $2.55 million. That is a $300,000 difference, just depending on what goods you source. Now, to be fair, the counterfeit goods and tobacco are easier to source and usually give you slightly faster missions, but it doesn't take away from the fact that you are losing out on money. So make sure you go for medical supplies, chemicals, or narcotics. Something else you should notice on this graph is the increments in which money goes up. For example, we can see all the way at the right side of the graph, we have something that says stock. This is how many crates you have in your warehouse. It goes up to a max of 50. And we can see the value of each product compared to how many crates you have. So let's say you're sourcing narcotics. The first 5 crates you have are 150,000. And then the next 5 crates you have, so 10 crates in total, is 300,000. And we can see that the number of money you make from each 5 crates goes up by 150,000 until we reach 600,000. Once you go from 20 crates to 25 sourced, you are going to get a massive boost in money. It's going to go from 600,000 to 1 million. Instead of a 150,000 boost, it is a 400,000 boost. That's almost 3 times the amount you're getting for just those 5 crates. The reason that happens is once you have sourced a certain amount of one specific type of goods, the game is going to give you a bonus for sourcing only that type of good. So you can see now the increments are going up by 200,000 until you make it to 1.8 million. And once again, those final 5 crates are going to give you another big boost, 75% this time, going from 1.8 to 2.55. That is a $700,000 increase for just 5 crates, when previously it was only 200,000, and before that it was only 150,000. So the takeaway here is that you should only be sourcing one type of good. When starting a source, Rockstar locks you out of your hangar. I'm not joking. Like, you can see I've just started a source, and trying to get back into the hangar is just not an option. It's actually incredibly annoying and very, very stupid. Because of this, before you start sourcing, you should pick which aircraft you want to use to complete these missions. The game will give you a vehicle if you do a land mission, or an aircraft they want you to complete the mission with, but obviously those aircraft suck. They're usually unupgraded, and they make life an absolute pain. So as we can see, I've pulled out my F-160 Raiju. Then all I'm going to do is I'm going to fly my Raiju all the way over to the hangar. Obviously, don't fly too close, or it's just going to take you right back inside, and you're going to be at square one. So fly your aircraft or whatever you're going to use pretty close to your hangar. That way, when you start the mission, you can exit the hangar and immediately get inside of the vehicle that you want to use. When choosing the goods you're going to export, for example, let's say I do chemicals, you have the option of air or land. You always want to do land. The land missions are designed so that you use a vehicle that the game usually spawns for you. But obviously, as we can see, I'm just going to use my personal F-160 Raiju. You can actually see the vehicle Rockstar has spawned for me right off to the side. But yeah, obviously using a jet to fly over wherever the game wants you to go is going to be much, much more efficient and faster. Even if you don't have a personal aircraft, let's say you've just gotten your hands on the hangar, well, that's fine. There are lasers all over the military base. Steal a laser and fly directly to your location. Ideally, you want to use an aircraft that can hover, something like a helicopter, or obviously an F-160 Raiju, a Hydra. The main reason is because of the fact that the missions you're going to complete will sometimes involve you having to go onto properties and land that, well, let's just be honest, landing a laser here would be impossible. You'd have to land it maybe on the nearest street, hope that it doesn't blow up. Because now what we need to do is make our way all the way to the back of this building, and I'm going to have to blow up this generator. Then after blowing up the generator, we need to enter the garage, and we're going to find ourselves a crate. Pretty easy so far. You can see it's only taken me about 2 minutes to fly over here. And then after doing this, we're going to hop in our F-160 Raiju, and we're going to fly over back to our hangar. It's unfortunate that Rockstar patched the fast traveling method, because it means completing these missions does require a bit more effort, but as we can see, this is still really, really easy. Now we're just going to put our jet into speed mode, and we're gone. So there you go. We've completed that mission. Most of the land missions are just that simple. I mean, some of them, Rooster's going to crash his plane. You have to go find the crate inside the rubble area. But once you know the spawn locations, it's literally going to take you like 5 seconds to fly to the crate, pick it up. You don't even need to exit your aircraft to grab it. A lot of the missions are very easy. The only one that takes a bit of time is the one where you have to get the Avisa, go underwater, and take the crate. But if you know that mission, you can just skip it. If you set your spawn location to the hangar, you can skip it in about 2 seconds, and it's way, way faster. So now that we're basically done with this mission, all we need to do is turn our Raiju around, or let's say you're in a laser, a helicopter, just, you know, land it right next to your hangar, and then drop the crate off. Make sure that you do not land your aircraft inside that yellow circle, because if you do, the game is just going to eat it up, and then you're going to have to go and land it back outside again, which is going to waste more time. So that's all we have to do. It took me 3 minutes in total from start to finish to do this mission. After bringing your cargo back into the hangar, there's going to be a short delay before you're allowed to source again. We can see it is a 4-minute cooldown. I've been sitting on the computer for about 1.5 minutes, so it's a 4-minute cooldown from when you deliver the crate. However, we can very easily negate this cooldown and make some extra spending cash. All you need to do is own an agency. If we scroll in our interaction menu over to preferences, you will see our hangar. And if we scroll a little bit to the right, you will find our agency. Once you have found the agency on your interaction menu, just set it as your spawn location, go to invite only session, and load into a new lobby. It is going to take us about 15 seconds to load into this new lobby, and it's going to spawn us right inside of our agency. This is a super easy way to fast travel. So we're waiting for that cooldown. There's probably 3 or so minutes left at this point. We're just going to run downstairs from our agency, and we're going to go hop on the computer. Hopping on the computer, you want to make your way to security contracts. Now, it doesn't really matter which one you select. We are going to do rescue operation because this one's really, really easy, but just do the easiest one that is available with also a pretty decent payout. As you can see, we are currently just completing the mission, and this should really only take you about 3 to 4 minutes to do, which perfectly falls in line with the cooldown for sourcing cargoes. There you go. We've made $37,000 and completed this client job. So now what we're going to do is go back to our preferences tab, and we're going to scroll until we find our hangar. Then we're going to go online. We're going to do the exact same thing we did before and spawn back inside the hangar. So we're basically fast traveling between businesses, getting a little bit of extra spending cash while the cooldown is going on, and then we can start another source. You can see how this is super easy and efficient. Plus, if you have not completed 200 security contracts in your agency, you're also going to get passive income for completing those jobs, which is really, really nice. So you're going to get some passive income, you're going to get some spending cash, and now we can start doing another hangar source. So the final question you might be wondering, how much money are you going to be able to make from this? Well, let's say that it is taking you 4 minutes to do an air freight cargo source and 4 minutes to complete a security contract. And let's say that the average payout between these two is $50,000. If we add in the fact that you're going to make about $2.5 million on a full 50 cargo hangar sale mission, and the fact that each crate is worth about $50,000, and pair that with that about each security contract is also worth $50,000, give or take, plus the passive income. So you're making $50,000 every 4 minutes or so. That means that you are earning $750,000 every hour. If you add on passive income, which can be upwards of another 600-ish thousand, that means that you could earn about 1.3-ish to $1.5 million doing air freight cargo, paired with the agency and passive income in the background. Honestly, that's not bad. I'm not going to say it's the best because you compare a lot of other businesses and do a method similar to this. But if you like air freight cargo and the fact that there is zero possibility of being raided, the fact that you can use flying vehicles and you're not really going to have to worry when it comes to the missions, then this is a really, really easy way of making money, especially if you pair this with the fact that you can sell in a public lobby and get that high demand bonus with a single vehicle sale mission. I'm not going to say air freight cargo is great, and personally, I still think it's a lot smarter to do things like the Cayo Perico heist. I know there's a lot of people that will say, well, it gets boring to do the Cayo Perico heist, but I also personally think sourcing 50 crates over and over and over, doing the same land mission, is also quite boring or repetitive. So I guess if you want to spice things up, but at the end of the day, it's still not the best. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about air freight cargo. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.